Great to see hospital man Courtney Roberts. Our military recognition today. The Fleet Marine Force recently returned home from deployment to Okinawa and South Korea in support of Operations Sangyong, Iraqi Freedom, and Enduring Freedom. Great to have him here today. Threw out a first pitch as well. Don Zimmer passed away earlier this summer. Former Cubs player. Former Cubs manager. Manager of the Year in the National League in 1989. And over a decade as a senior advisor with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Never earned a paycheck outside of baseball. A life well lived. A true baseball man, boy, from start to finish.
Played with Jackie Robinson. 66 years in baseball. There's a line drive base hit for Starlin Castro. Gives him a 9-game hitting streak.
First leadoff man to reach for the Cubs today. Looking to build a little something here. See if they can draw first blood. Luciano, a strikeout victim. His first time up.
Cubs are getting their hits. This is the first one they've gotten with fewer than 2 outs. Over to make the grab is Zobrist to get Ruggiano. 1 away. Now Alcantara grounded out to first in the second inning, his first at bat.
Well, in an attempt to get something going, Ricky Renteria might think about a little hit and run here. Cobb gets a lot of ground ball outs.
And therefore a strike. Alcantara signed as his shortstop from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Swing and a miss on the change. 0-2. Cubs inked him in 2008. He's only 22. Short lead by Castro on the pitch. It's low.
Once you establish a good changeup like Cobb has, hitters become vulnerable to the fastball in, telling themselves to stay back. Hard to be quick to the heater. Continue to work that changeup, see if you can get him to chase or maybe roll over on one.
Alexander Miller Cobb. As Castro dives back in safely. 6'3", 200 pounds. Cobb made his debut in 2011.
Fourth round pick by the Rays in 2006. Steady progression through their system.
Jennings in center. Hey, the 30th annual Cubs convention is coming up at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers, January 16th through the 18th, 2015. Room blocks are now open, can be reserved by visiting CubsConvention.com, or you can call 1-800-325-3535. Ask for the Cubs convention rate. All reservations at the Sheraton Chicago come with convention passes built in to the hotel package, which is nice and convenient. Castillo takes a strike. Mentioned Cobb went to Vero Beach High School. Set the school record for strikeouts as a junior, 139. Had the same as a senior. Played quarterback on the high school football team. Had committed to Clemson before he signed with the Rays. At the time they were called the Devil Rays. Longoria and Jennings were also part of that draft class, 2006.
Shifting for Castillo here. We've seen other clubs do this. I'm pretty sure we haven't. And 2 strikes. Forsythe going to slip back to the other side of second base.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. Leadoff single wasted as Castro is stranded at first. 0-0 after 4.
Sarah posts, nothing like walking 3 miles because my car broke down. Hashtag woohoo. That's a serious problem in those shoes, Sarah. Let's find you something more dependable at the Honda Summer Clearance event. Like a Honda Accord with awesome standard features like a rear view camera and Bluetooth. You can throw these away. I just went too far. I can tell by your face.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named Most Trusted Brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Every season has a turning point, a game changer, an unexpected hero, where young stars make their name and legends leave their mark. Now, DirecTV delivers the save of the year with MLB Extra Innings at a special half-season price. Every team, every player, every pitch that paints the playoff picture. Plus, for the first time ever, the action follows you with MLB.tv. That's almost 100 games a week on any device. Order today and get MLB.tv included with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
My favorite person to go to the Cubs game with would be my family. Always have a good time with my family.
Welcome back tonight at 6:30. Don't miss Sportsnet Central Live. We'll check in with the Bears down at training camp. Highlights, the post-game reaction from Cubs and Rays. All that and more on Sportsnet Central tonight at 6:30. Only on Comcast Sports Net.
Well, middle innings have been an issue for Travis Wood. As you see the runs allowed per inning, he's given up a bunch here in this 5th inning. But he does face the bottom 3 in the order, and the middle hitter of this inning will be the pitcher. So that's good.
Yeah, a chance to chip away a little bit at that. He's been good today. Just a couple of punch outs. He's had a couple of walks.
Casale, who got his first career RBI on Friday, it was a game tire, fouls away.
To go in. seems to me hitters this year are kind of more aware of that cutter in on the hands, and they're laying off of it. Last year you got so many pop-ups, cut fastballs up and in on right-handed hitters.
Hit pretty well, and it'll find the gap. Bangs off the door. Coghlan will retrieve. It's a double.
Boy, and if you were to instruct a hitter how to approach Travis Wood, that would be it, right? You should lay off that cutter in, get him back out over the plate a little bit, and that's exactly what he does. This is a fastball in the outside corner, but it doesn't have a whole lot of life. Not moving away from him, not sinking down in the zone. Pretty flat. Although, again, well located, but a good swing of the bat.
So that puts the pitcher down a bunting spot to try to get Casale to third. By the way, Jay Bruce just took away what would have been Giancarlo Stanton's 30th home run in Cincinnati. Bunted, foul.
Not only bunted, but directed towards third base. Cobb looks like he has a pretty good idea what he's trying to do up there in this bunting situation. Yesterday, in the third inning, Molina walked. Odorizzi came up behind him, and Joe Madden opted not to try to bunt, perhaps because of Molina's lack of speed. He figured he'd just be bunting into a force out. I'm not sure. I didn't talk to Joe about it today.
One and two. Running foul for a strikeout. This Thursday, August 14th, the Cubs will put a wrap on the homestand as they host the Brewers at 1:20 in the first 10,000 in attendance. Get a Cubs Fathead presented by Pepsi and Navy Pier. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Forsythe, the man in scoring position, and one away. Has not given them too many opportunities. Up and in.
Travis Wood, not a hard thrower, but he has a deceptive fastball. Two reasons why: his delivery, the way he kind of lifts that front with his glove side, kind of holds it in the air a good long while. And then a real quick arm. He's got quick arm action, so that ball, even though it's only 88 on the gun, gets in on the hitter a little bit more than they would expect, a little more quickly than they would expect. There's a good off-speed pitch.
Mentioned Jade Bruce. He was the Reds' first-round pick in 2005. Travis Wood was taken in the second round that year. And Cincinnati Reds. It's 2-2. And on the hands, fouled off. Blowing in. Now full. Jennings on deck. Travis Wood's major league debut was against the Cubs, and he faced Starlin Castro in that game. Castro playing behind him at short. He's in this ballpark. July 1st, 2010.
Forsythe doing a nice job staying in this at bat. You got Castillo and Wood conferring out there, trying to figure out a way to put him away. Sally, the base runner at second, doing a real nice job getting an aggressive secondary lead.
Mostly away here to Forsythe, or rather in, I mean. It is a little low.
Well, it's a good at bat there. That's a pitch a lot of guys would offer at. Trying to dot the outside corner at the knees and just a little bit low.
So he's walked 3 on the day. And here's Jennings. He walked back in the 3rd inning. Past Wood, barehanded by Baez. Throw gets away from Rizzo, and the Rays will get the first run because Sally scores. Everybody's safe. It's 1-0.
Threw a single and an error on Baez, allowing the runners to move up. A do-or-die play nicely with the backhand, then back across his body. Rizzo just can't make a play on it. Not an easy play for either guy. Baez slinging its sidearm across his body. And tough to react for Rizzo at such close range.
So a hit for Jennings, no RBI. Casale scores on the error by Baez. And they're at the corners. And the ever dangerous Ben Zobrist. He's walked and struck out. Strike called.
Saw Zobrist try to put a bunt down earlier in this ball game. First and third, 1 out situation where a lot of clubs like to play that safety squeeze game. Typically it's down at the bottom of your order, but the Rays not a typical club, so you never know what to expect.
Foul fly to the seats and right. Wood ahead 0-2. Imagine the UCLA baseball team wearing these uniforms in about 1978. Rays having some fun with their faux throwbacks. Close at first. Ricky may come out. Let's see. Close.
They're sending Castillo out to the mound to talk to Wood just to buy a little time to check the replay. They've decided to play on.
grounded foul.
Uh-oh. Hang on. Hang on.
Glad he kept his pants on, too.
He's lucky he didn't get that one in the lips. Be careful now. Ooh. Zobrist rung up on a check swing last time.
By the home plate umpire.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought Gibson was going to get him again. Good pitch.
On the outside corner. No argument from Zobrist.
Zobrist doesn't strike out much, but twice today. A check swing and now a backdoor cutter. Great look there at the release. Just a little cutting action at the top. Settles over the outside corner. Castillo gives Gibson a good long look. And a huge strikeout with a man on third base.
Not done yet. Here's Longoria with 2 outs. He's tall in the batter's box, hands high as he gets ready to work, and swings and fouls.
It kind of drifts in towards home plate, so I feel like he should be the type of hitter you can jam. Been doing a lot of work the other way this year, shooting the ball to right and right center. Flat out twice in that direction today. Tried to turn there.
Rookie year, June 17th, 2008. Go-ahead homer in the 6th against the Cubs. Game-saving defensive play to end the game in the 9th. Barehanded desperation play to throw out Reed Johnson. Tried to bunt for a hit. Willie Ibar, terrific catch at first on the throw to complete the out. Two homers Game 1 of the ALDS that year against the White Sox. Pretty good postseason debut. First 2 at-bats, in fact.
All-time among Major League third basemen, home runs in the player's first 6 years. He is 5th at 162 coming into play this year, trailing only Eddie Matthews, Mark Reynolds, Mike Schmidt, and Troy Gloss.
Off the end of the bat, he flies to Alcantara. To end the inning, Rays get the first run. However, it's 1-0 in the 5th.
What's up, George?
Massage chair, my little indulgence.
Dunkin' French Vanilla Swirl, my little indulgence.
Indulge in the sweeter, creamier taste of Dunkin's new French Vanilla and Hazelnut Swirl coffees and lattes. Try one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
This summer,
I am in control now.
We have to eliminate his power source. Go get him.
How is this possible?
During the Ford Summer Spectacular, get 0% financing for 72 months on almost every 2014 Ford SUV and crossover. That's interest-free financing for 6 full years.
What does T-Mobile have that AT&T doesn't? Get 4 lines for just $100. With unlimited talk, text, and now up to 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. So much for AT&T's best ever family pricing. T-Mobile's got 4 lines for $100. Up to 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. So make the switch to T-Mobile. We'll even buy you out of your service contract. So you can get 4 lines for $100 today.
Grandma, your biscuits are the best.
You know, these are from Dunkin'. Granny! I have a life, you know. That's from me.
Dunkin's Chicken Biscuit Sandwich is a tender breaded chicken filet on a Southern-style biscuit. Grab one for $2.99 today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hi, I'm I'm David Kaplan with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Martellus Bennett back at Bears camp today. Tight end had been suspended by the team after slamming rookie Kyle Fuller to the ground in last Monday's practice. No word yet if Bennett will play Thursday night against the Jaguars. Todd Hollinsworth joins me later on the postgame show. Now back to Len and JD at Wrigley.
Cap, thank you. Make sure you check out the Wrigley Field 100 collection at Cubs Authentics, from game-used throwbacks and Wrigley Field 100 baseballs to autographed items from your favorite alumni and Hall of Famers. Cubs Authentics has the most exclusive memorabilia to commemorate a century at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/authentics all season long for updates on the newest game-used and autographed items. Rubik's Cube giveaway today. I figured out the best way to solve that is just to remove the stickers.
Yeah, just replace them.
They belong. Chris Valaika takes ball one inside. The Rays shut out the Cubs yesterday and are doing the same against them so far today behind Alex Cobb. A couple of innings ago just gave up on that stirrup on the right leg as Valaika fouls out to Loney.
The little girl figures if she can solve Rubik's Cube before the end of the game, the Cubs are going to win. Furiously trying to figure that out. While the Cubs are trying to figure out Cobb here today.
I was going to say she's trying to figure out the cube, and Cobb is trying to figure out his socks. Escobar can't get it. Didn't get a very good jump on that little blooper, that soft liner, and Wood with a one-out single. The Cubs have had a hit in every inning. You often hear us say they've been spread out. I'd say so. 5 hits, 1 per inning.
Yeah, scattered. No walks, just 1 extra base hit. Loney opting to play behind Travis Wood with Coughlin up there.
Ball 1.
If there's a pitcher that Ricky Renteria would give a green light to, it would be Travis Wood. Had a pitch. It's rolled over.
The Rays run unearned because of the throwing error by Baez in the top of this inning.
Down over the plate and up. Cobb hasn't left many there for Cub hitters here today. Yeah, I'd be tempted to play a little hit and run here. Good thing Ricky wasn't tempted.
You're fired.
However, in my defense, had they put a play on, Coughlin would have been a little more focused on making contact, perhaps.
Okay.
Wood would have been going.
Yeah, Travis might have beaten the throw.
Shortstop would have covered. He would have hit a ground ball through there. 1st and 3rd.
3-2. Send him now.
Well, I don't know.
You're 0 for 1.
Yeah, well,
try to go 1 for 2.
I'd be a little wary of that swing and miss again, right? If he throws that change up and you get a swing and miss.
On pause by Cobb. Wood not running, and a ground ball that'll be picked up by Forsythe. They'll get the out at first. So Wood is at second. Only the second Cubs base runner to get into scoring position for Baez now.
See what Escobar did there?
I didn't.
He went over and patted Travis Wood on the backside at second base. I never had that done to me in my whole career. I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time on the bases. Nobody ever patted me on the backside. That's a position player trying to curry favor of the opposing pitcher.
Baez 1 out of 2 with an infield hit. Here's a pitch. Ball 1.
It's a friendlier game now. A lot of hugging and handshaking going on before batting practice. You wouldn't have done that to old Nolan back in the day.
We had to walk to the ballpark.
Uphill. Baez on the ground to third base twice today. Once for out, once for an infield hit. Big crowds this weekend, hoping to see something big from young Javi Baez.
Rays a winner in extras on Friday, 4-0 in regulation on Saturday. Here it comes. Hard hit ground ball, base hit. Wood around third. Here comes the throw by Rodriguez. Going to be late. Baez to second. A game tying RBI single for Baez. 1-1.
Fastball up out over the plate. Cobb's lucky didn't end up on Waveland. Baez rolled over a little bit, but he's so strong, able to muscle it through the shift. Wood, being the good athlete that he is, gets waved around by Gary Jones, and we're tied. Baez with good base running gets himself into scoring position.
Average now at 308 here early on with the 2 for 3 today. Visit from Jim Hickey to the mound. Let's get their first run in a couple of days.
Maybe with the base open, how they want to approach Rizzo. How aggressive do they want to be? Got to be careful here as a hitter not to assume that they're going to pitch around you. Be ready.
He was, and he fouled.
Kind of second deck, had it right in his hands. Let it slip away. The agony of defeat.
Inside that time. A couple of fastballs to start the sequence. Bounce to Loney. He's got it. The inning is over. Javier Baez with an RBI single to score Travis Wood, and we're tied at 1.
Coors Light meets a blend of natural citrus flavors. Squeeze the most out of summer. New Coors Light Summer Brew.
This is the year you get all your ducks in a row. This is the best time for big savings at the Bass Pro Shops Fall Hunting Classic. Save up to an extra $100 on a new binocular when you trade one in. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here.
At GMC, the summer sell-down is on. Now get the best selection of remaining 2014 GMC models while they last. Like the GMC Acadia, with standard rear-view camera and rear park assist, and with 2 years of scheduled maintenance included, August is a great time to step up to professional grade. Now lease this 2014 GMC Acadia for around $299 per month. But hurry, these 2014 GMC models won't last long.
Welcome back. We go to the 6th, and we're tied here 1-1. The Newborn Fan Club is the perfect gift to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Visit Cubs.com for more information and to sign up today.
A 1-1 tie as Javier Baez with the game tying single to score Travis Wood. He's looking for his first win in almost 2 full months. June 15th, the last time he had a W next to his name, was 10 starts ago.
Yeah, the Rays pitching has been outstanding in this series, the starters in particular. Cubs starters have been fine. A lot of 6 innings of 2-run baseball in his outing. Edwin Jackson yesterday, 6 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned. Was really good early. Wood solid here this afternoon. Just had a hard time getting a whole lot going against the Rays rotation.
Rodriguez fouls one over the roof.
That might have hit your car.
It might have. The lefty coming back on an 0-1 that misses in and maybe up. Fly to deep right. Ruggiano's on the warning track. He makes a catch. Had a similar ball yesterday. It was a little tougher. He said I probably alligator armed it a little bit. Ball got off his glove, landed in the ivy, but there's a nice grab there with the sun and the wind.
Rodriguez showed pretty good pop the other way on a hanging changeup. Mistake by Wood, but he gets away with it because of the play by Ruggiano.
Escobar goes after the first one, and Alcantara with plenty of room. Two outs. It's Loney. Ninth year in the big leagues for James Loney. Dodgers, Red Sox, and now the Rays.
Outstanding prep career in the Houston area. Was a really good high school pitcher as well as a powerful hitter.
Ron Coomer was telling me before the game his final spring training with the Dodgers when he was 37, as that'll drop, was James Loney's first in Dodger camp when he was 18. There's Casale. Runner on, 2 down.
Red Hot Royals winning again, 7-1, top of the 6 over the Giants.
That's the problem right now for the Rays. The Orioles, who lead the American League East, and the Royals, who are right now the second wild card, they're playing really well too. What was the percentage that you saw the
according
standings?
to, I think I was on Fangraphs or Cool Standings, one of those sites where they crunch the numbers and do the projections, and they said the Rays had a 6% chance of making the postseason.
33-17 over their last 50, and they have 50 to go, so they almost have to do that again, which would get them to 88-74. And then there's still no guarantee they're in.
No, so many clubs you have to climb over, so you have to obviously you have to beat the teams ahead of you when you play them. You have to hope some other clubs stumble along the way.
Generally, in this race especially, you don't even say they're in it till they get above 500. And right now, 2 under. Brandon Geyer is on deck in Cobb's spot. Nobody loosening yet, but if Casale gets on, that will change. Looks like former Cub Jeff Beliveau will be the guy. Hard to recognize Jeff in that uniform. Hard to recognize anybody in that uni. Inside, 3-2. That'll give Loney a head start with 2 outs. Strike 3 on the inside corner to end the inning. Number 5 for Travis Wood. A 1-1 tie in the 6th.
It's on. The games are on. The coverage is on. The action is on the all-new SEC network. And it's all on Xfinity, where you get the most live college football, including the Pac-12 networks, the Big Ten network, and ESPN Goal Line, plus the X1 Sports app to experience it all like never before. You can't get all this with DirecTV. Enjoy the all-new SEC network on TV and on the go with Watch ESPN starting August 14th. On Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
The Bears are back. Countdown to football season with Bears training camp reports on Comcast Sportsnet. Kip and Moon take you live to Bourbonnais every night. Bears training camp reports nightly on Sportsnet Central and CSNChicago.com.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Okay, fries and a burger. Would you like the mattress combo?
Did you say mattress combo?
Mm-hmm. For just a little more, you get a nice fluffy mattress. You're like totally full of coils and stuff.
Does it feel like everybody's trying to sell mattresses these days? Forget the amateurs. Trust Sleepy's. We know mattresses inside and out. It's all we do. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
Hey, the Cubs invite you to take advantage of free remote parking and shuttle services on night and weekend games. The remote parking lot is located at 3900 North Rockwell. For details, go to Cubs.com. A 1-1 tie. Cobb will get at least this bottom of the 6th, and again his spot due to lead off in the 7th. And we'll also welcome in Former Cubs broadcaster Dwayne Stats in the 7th. We look forward to that. It just worked out that way. We're celebrating the 80s here at Wrigley Field. Dwayne, part of the Cubs broadcast crew from 1985 to 89.
Serendipitous.
He's got to take the tie off before he walks into this booth, though.
Yeah, we'll cut it off like one of those cowboy restaurants. We'll just chop it off.
Stats backwards is Stats. Castro, Ruggiano, and Alcantara against Cobb.
Yeah, I don't know if Joe Madden ultimately would have hit for Cobb or not in that situation. He was preparing to do so. So if you're Cobb in that situation, you probably don't mind the fact that Caselli made it out and you get to stay in the ball game. You just don't feel like you've done a good day's work if you only go 5.
On to his catcher, and the 1-0. Big swing and a miss by Starlin. He's hit a 9 straight to start the month, including today. Neil Ramirez, fresh off the disabled list, is up in the Cubs bullpen. The change.
Yeah, got him lunging first the curveball, then the splitter.
Yeah, we use split change kind of.
Yeah. Well, splitter essentially is it's an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, split grip. We can call it whatever you'd like. What do they call it? Thing 1 and thing 2.
Yes. Yeah. He had it. He taught it to Odorizzi, and they like the Dr. Seuss characters. Thing 1 and thing 2. The Chicago Sports Museum and Harry Carey's 7th inning stretch are now open at Water Tower Place. The museum combines high-tech interactive experiences with an impressive collection of game-used treasures. Come challenge yourself or your friends.
Ruggiano has struck out and flied out. They overshift to the left on the infield against him. A strike. Cobb rubbing up a new baseball. Ready for his 90th pitch of the afternoon. Who knows? Maybe Joe Madden will decide to give him one extra at bat to keep him in the game on the mound.
He's pitching like he wants to stay in the ball game.
There's 6 on the day. Back-to-back Ks to start this inning.
Splitter. Good tumbling action.
That one had a little more run than he normally does. It's more over-the-top delivery. His more of a downward tilt than Odorizzi's. It was a sinker. Comebacker for a strike on Alcantara.
That old adage about momentum is the next day's starting pitcher certainly rings true when you consider the Cubs coming off a real nice road trip. Took 2 out of 3 in LA, 2 out of 3 in Denver. Come home here feeling good about things, and boom, they've run into some very good starting pitching from the Rays. Trying to salvage the finale of the 3-game series here today. $33,039 paid crowd. Yeah, these big crowds. They should have went downstairs and bought some of those 50-50 tickets.
Oh.
See if we get the vendor to pass by the booth.
Ground ball should be an easy play for Forsythe. Dwayne Stats coming up in the 7th. 1-1.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Hughes from Binny's Beverage Depot. What an amazing starting lineup. I'm looking out at over 2,500 beers, and the prices, they are the guaranteed lowest on every bottle every day. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
Jenna posts, you know there's a problem when a golf cart accelerates faster than the car you drive. Hashtag new car, please. Great news, Jenna. The Honda Summer Clearance event is the perfect time to upgrade to a sporty new Civic. It comes loaded with cool standard features like a rearview camera, Bluetooth, and Pandora compatibility.
Call your mother.
I'm working, Pop-Pop.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named Most Trusted Brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
Hi, can I help you?
I'm looking for a phone plan. It has to be a great one, and I don't compromise.
Okay, how about 10 gigs of data to share, unlimited talk and text, and for a family of 4, it's $160 a month?
Wow, sounds like a great deal. So, I'm getting exactly what I want then.
Appears so.
Now, I'm not too sure what to do with my arms right now, because this is where I usually start throwing things.
Oh, that's terrifying.
AT&T's best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month.
Think so? All right, Jack.
Well, it's wonderful to be here.
And it's
thank you very much.
Great to see you again. You look super as always.
Dwayne.
All right.
I feel kind of tacky. Turn that camera off, will you?
Okay, Jack. All right, Jack Brickhouse, Hall of Fame broadcaster with us. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Jeltz. 2 outs, a man at third. And he got him. He struck him out. Well, the Phillies are finished in the 4th inning. Second strikeout for Sutcliffe. No runs, a hit. Stick around, Mark. We want to talk with you. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up with the Cubs out in front 3-1.
Oh, good stuff. 26 years ago, Dwayne Stats back in the Cubs home booth. How are you, Dwayne?
Wow, it's great to see you guys, Len. It's great to see you, Jim.
Wow. See, man.
It's been a while since we had this perspective.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're going to keep it here. Travis Wood will come out. Brandon Guyer announced, and Neil Ramirez will do the pitching. So let's go down memory lane. First night game at Wrigley. So you did several years here, all-day games. Talk about those 2 nights.
They were pretty amazing. What we wound up doing on the 8th, as you know, that game was rained out. So until it was officially rained out, we did the 2nd longest rain delay fill that I've ever been involved in. And as you know, those can be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And just the atmosphere in the ballpark that night, Dwayne.
It was electric, really. You know, that was a time when there were mixed feelings about night baseball here. And when it finally came to pass, I think everyone pretty much accepted it. It was a festive evening. The idea that they were going to ignite the lights the way they were and play that thing. So it was it had a sense of a postseason atmosphere that night.
We just reminisced about Don Zimmer. It was a magical time. 85 to 89, you were here with the Cubs. That was a great time to be a part of this thing.
Sure was. You know, I came here after the 84 season. And in 1985, the club got off to a great start again. And then the starting rotation all went down with injuries. I think Sutcliffe had a hamstring, and there was a domino effect after that. They limped to the finish under 500. The next few seasons were like that. And then in 89, a tough spring training, and all of a sudden things started to fall into place for that club. It really was a lot of fun. I remember Jerome Walton, rookie of the year, played a great center field. He got big hit after big hit. Dwight Smith swung a great bat, and you had those 2 young players and then a whole cast around them that had been here. A lot of talent as well, starting with Sandberg and Andre Dawson. Great players. He had some healthy pitching by that time, and it was fun.
Well, you were here in 03. I know you circled this weekend on your schedule when you got it for this season. And I'm going to shut my yap here. For the top of the 7th, I'm going to turn it over to the great Dwayne Stats.
Well, thank you very much, Len. Alex Cobb lifted for the pinch hitter. And Brandon Geyer will hit, the former Cub. He was, as you know, part of the deal involving Matt Garza. And so Geyer will hit in the place of Alex Cobb. Joe Madden hitting his pitcher in the 8th spot, as he has done throughout interleague play. And the first pitch from Ramirez is in there for a strike.
And Ramirez fresh off the DL, and fresh should be the operative word here. A hard thrower, good breaking stuff.
Forsythe will be next, and there's a bunt attempt, and he got the bat back, so it's 1-1. That's one thing about Geyer. He waited a long time to get to the big leagues. He made the team out of spring training, had to be the extra guy, and has attempted to do all the little things correctly, and he is a good bunter.
Late getting started on the fastball. So these guys have that in common. They were both dealt in the trade involving Matt Garza. Yeah, well, and that kind of fits right with the game plan here in Tampa. You have a lot of players like that have that kind of versatility and guys that move around the field.
That really was a game plan, I think, from the beginning of the tenure that Joe Madden has had here. It's a way that Joe had to generate depth with this club, and Ben Zobrist really has been
he's the
poster child, if you will, for that. They acquired him in a deal from Houston. He was, as you know, a young shortstop in the minor league system of the Astros, and he has wound up playing all over the place, including both corner outfield spots and up the middle.
Well, that's kind of what the Cubs have in mind with acquiring all the shortstops that they've acquired. You know, if you can play shortstop, you can play a lot of different places, and some decisions to be made going down the road for this club as to what they're going to do with this depth of shortstop. Now we see Javi Baez playing second base. They have the Russell kid down in the minor leagues who looks like a bona fide shortstop prospect.
On the right side, a foul ball. So reaching over the tarp and just runs out of room. Got that mid on it, but could not hold it. Brian Anderson, my partner on our crew with the Rays, we were talking about that approach the Cubs have taken with so many young players who are shortstops. And it makes sense if you think about it. If you think, Jim, what's happened throughout baseball. Willie Mays was a great example. You couldn't find a better situation there. You find a young infielder with great talent. Well, they can play everywhere. And so you can move those players to different positions and keep a lot of that talent on your club. Jimmy Wynn was like that with the Astros. Full count now by Geyer. That's another thing. Geyer will see a lot of pitches. He can run deep counts.
Well, to that end, a good guy to have here leading off the top half of the 7th in a tie ball game.
And to right past the diving Rizzo. So the pinch hit single for Geyer. And the Rays put the leadoff man on for the second time today.
Now Rizzo well off the line, but still not able to haul this one in. It's a good approach with a hard thrower, 3-ball, 2-strike count. A bit of a defensive swing on a real good pitch down and away. Nice bit of hitting here by Geyer. Just playing a little pepper and shooting that one to right field.
We were mentioning the other day, Dwayne, that Joe Madden had never been in this ballpark prior to Friday. And that's one of the great things about interleague play.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Joe said he had taken a bike ride around the ballpark at one point, but had never been in it. And Joe, you know, grew up in Pennsylvania. Interestingly enough, Joe grew up a Cardinal fan. His father had taken him to a game in New York, and he was fascinated by the Cardinal cap. He bought him that cap, and that turned him into a Cardinal fan.
Isn't it funny how it happens? You know, if you like the color of a uniform or the sound of a guy's name, is that's a cool name. I like that guy. That's going to be my team.
Matt Joyce on the pinch hit for Forsythe against the right-hander.
They've got cool hats and Julian Javier. How do you not like that team?
Absolutely. And that's the era that early and mid 60s Cardinal teams that caught the fancy of Joe Madden. Joyce with some pop in that bat. We've seen a lot of action against right-handed pitching.
And we should note, I know a lot of Cub fans know this, some may not. You are the original voice of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays / Rays. So it's only your second time calling games in this ballpark in quite some time.
Yeah, I think we were here in 2003. As I recall, the highlight of that was Sammy Sosa and the broken bat.
They found some cork in it.
They did. He picked it up by mistake, as I remember.
They always do. They always do.
Runner goes, pitch down, and the throw not in time. A stolen base for Geyer. That's a part of the Rays game that has changed a little bit over the last couple of years. As the Cubs want to perhaps take another look at that call at second base. And Renteria out there taking a little time. This is an interesting part of the challenge process, where the manager goes out, gets about halfway there, and says, in this case, Derek Cooper, it's really nice to see you. Now I think that's enough of this conversation. I'm going to head back to the dugout.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to wait.
Yep.
And for me, it's part of the system that probably needs to be tweaked a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you know, just kind of an immediate reaction from the dugout. I think they blew the call. Let's challenge. If you step out on the field, that means you're challenging.
I do like the Cubs approach by sending the catcher to the mound and talking about
yeah, there's
it.
So many ways to buy time, right?
Yeah, they disguise it a little bit, you know, in a baseball atmosphere. But I agree with you, Jim. Something should probably be done
with
about
a game
that.
we all feel like has pace of play issues. I mean, some way to speed that up.
Someone reminded me, of course, this is a special place for all of us. I mean, Wrigley's just the best. But a special place for me. I did my first big league game ever here 100 years ago, I think back in 1976. Somebody reminded me of that, and I went back and looked at it. And the time of game was 2 hours and 11 minutes. It was a 5-3 ball game. J.R. Richard against Rick Russell.
Big Daddy didn't waste any time.
No, he didn't. There's a line up the right side, foul through the bullpen.
We did 627 on the last homestand, 16 innings. And we actually started in the bleachers. We did 3.5 hours out there, and we did 3 in the booth after it started raining.
Long time, isn't it? Wow.
Did you guys did you do a game from the bleachers back in the day when you were here?
We hear there are plans. Well, we've done one down at the Trop. Harry did a few out there, and we managed to hold down the fort in the
so
booth.
You'd send Harry out there and you'd be in here.
Well, it was kind of a natural setting for Harry. Full count here on Joyce, and a ground ball. That's picked by Rizzo. Ramirez covers, and on the play, Geyer goes to third. So Joyce pulls the ball and advances the runner. In fact, we're hearing that I think on the next homestand we may be doing one of those. I just hope that it's not 6 hours plus.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't. Everybody should do it once.
We did one at Tropicana Field, and in fact that was the game that Edwin Jackson threw the no-hitter against the Rays for Arizona. Something of a prolonged evening there. He made 149 pitches, as I recall, so that took a little while to accomplish.
I think the best thing about doing a game elsewhere is that you appreciate the view we normally have, just being in a different part of the ballpark.
Yes, this is always the best. No question about that. Cubs draw the infield close with a man at third and one away, and 1-0 the count to Desmond Jennings. Jennings homered the first day here, thought he had another one yesterday, but he learned about the wind blowing in and what that means to hitters sometimes here. Good pitch right there.
Good soft breaking ball. And Ramirez in this situation, a power arm, he's clearly thinking punch out, trying to keep this ball out of play.
Rays had a run in the 5th, an unearned run. Cubs back with a run in their half of the 5th. Shot toward the gap into left center. One hops the wall. Jennings on his way to second, and the Rays take a 2-1 lead on the double by Jennings, his 27th of the year.
So the real good breaking ball followed up by a not so good breaking ball, and Jennings makes Ramirez pay. On base for the 3rd time, walk, single, and now a double. This breaking ball just kind of hovers there mid-thigh for Jennings.
We're talking to Joe the other day, and he has said it on numerous occasions, Dwayne. I mean, aside from that 1-in-14 stretch, and he's hoping that's not going to tell the tale, he thinks your club is as good as any in the American League.
I really believe, and it's hard to imagine that this team at one point lost 14 out of 15. When you see the pitching, and even absent David Price, you see the pitching that this team can run out there every day. It's difficult to think that that actually happened this year. And I agree with Joe. I think there are a lot of people who look at the American League East and feel that if the season started today, they again would pick this team to win it, as so many people did coming out of spring training. And of course they were befuddled like the rest of us that this team struggled as much as it did.
And the biggest problem now is the Royals and the Orioles are playing just about as well.
Well, if you look at the Rays record from, I think it's the 11th of June, the Orioles are right there with them. And that makes it difficult, as we all know, to pick up any ground. Strike the count on Ben Zobrist. 1-1.
And always, frustrating, I'm sure, for Rays fans and Blue Jay fans to a certain extent, because it seems like a gettable division this year, with the Red Sox being inexplicably down and the Yankees just being, the Yankees are having a decent season, but those clubs so hard to track down over the years, but they're vulnerable.
I think the Rays felt that way even when they were struggling. They felt as if this couldn't last forever. Lasted much longer than they had anticipated, but they did feel that the division was certainly winnable because no one else was stepping up until the Rays got hot, and so have the Orioles, which makes it problematic. They're running out of time, counting this one. 46 games left, a lot of games in one way and maybe not enough in another.
So maybe it's officially time to panic. Right, because that's it's never time to panic until it's too late, typically.
And Joe Madden has been managing for the last month as if this were September.
Yeah, real sense of urgency.
Absolutely. I mean, pitchers have had a short leash out there. He's gone to the bullpen repeatedly. 3-1, Zobrist up in the count.
We saw that to a certain extent yesterday. 4-0 ball game. And he brings McGee in, the big powerful left-hander that he's been using to finish ball games. He brings him into that game with a 4-0 lead, having used him the day before, and essentially saying, I'm not going to let this get away. I'll worry about tomorrow.
That's exactly what he does. And that was one of the challenges, and will be one of the challenges, without David Price in the rotation. Price gave him 8 innings at least almost every time out, which gave him a little more leeway in how he handled the pitching staff. Zobrist now walks, putting men at first and second.
So is there a definitive Harry story for you?
There were so many. I treasured that time with him. And I think everyone who related to him in whatever way, as a fan, as a viewer, whether you're on the crew or not, I think we all did that. The thing that always amazed me is the Harry that you saw on the air is the Harry you got off the air. He had this genuine zest for life. I remember him telling me one time when he was a kid growing up in St. Louis, he would listen to the games on radio, and then he would sneak his way into the ballpark, and he said it was so much more exciting when he went to the ballpark than when he listened on radio. And I think he took that, and sometimes took a little liberty, particularly all those years in St. Louis when he was on radio. maybe took a little liberty at making the game a little extra exciting. But I think that was a positive that he carried to the game, and pretty much was like that in life. He wanted to make the game bigger than life. He wanted to make life bigger than life, and he certainly succeeded, I think, in both those areas. Well, Evan Longoria up now with runners at first and second, 1 out. Longoria nothing of 3 on the day, and he takes a shot right there, a cut and a miss.
So 87 was not a good year for the Cubs, but you got to watch one of the great MVP seasons of all time, Andre Dawson.
Absolutely. You know, you think about, and I'm sure you guys do the same, you think about the time you've been around this game and the players who really impress you, and he is in my top 3 without question because of his approach and his work ethic. I thought my time in Houston with Nolan Ryan was really special. Don Mattingly, I thought, worked as hard as anybody with the Yankees. And Andre Dawson here, all you had to know is that they would wrap his knees for batting practice and then re-wrap them so he could go out and play. And he came here because of those bad knees. He wanted to get off artificial surface and play on real grass. Boy, what a pleasure he was during those Cub years in the 80s. He was something special.
Do you remember Maddox real early on?
I do.
Did you say that's a Hall of Famer right there when he came up?
You know, I broadcast his major league debut. It was in relief. The first year, first full season, you know, he had some struggles, but I came to realize that Maddox was a guy who was going to figure out a way to win. And I don't care what you did, whether you were playing baseball against him, whether you were playing marbles against him, he was going to figure out a way to win. A very bright guy, and he was fun to watch because of that as well. What a great competitor and very smart. One and two, the count to Evan Longoria. Been a little bit of a struggle for Longoria this year compared to other seasons for the Rays. They've come to expect somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 home runs, and he's going to fall short of that this year, and has found himself reaching for pitches and sometimes going the other way. It's down in the count here. It's a high fly ball to left. Coughlin short of the track will make the catch, and a tag at second, but a bluff, and Jennings hangs on there, and Zobrist likewise at first. 2 gone.
Well, can I tell you guys, Twitter's blowing up right now. You are taking some people down memory lane. When we mentioned this and tweeted it out before the game, the response was incredible. Well, it really was. Your voice means a lot to Cub fans.
I'm flattered by that. It was a wonderful time for me here. You know, I had spent time in Houston. I came here at a relatively young age, and you know how it is. Anytime you get to the big leagues, winning wherever it is, you've died and gone to heaven. And I have been blessed throughout my career, throughout my life, to do things that that the average person would love to do, and I'm certainly grateful for my time in the game, and my time here was really special.
All right, we've got a pitching change. You kind of know how to throw it to break, right? I'll let you handle it.
We'll do that.
You've been doing this a lot longer than I have. Go ahead.
Here's, we might have a double switch here. We're in the top of the 7th. Rays have taken the lead over the Cubs 2-1. We'll be right back.
Quiet on the set. Pick 73. What? It's a saving big is no laughing matter at the Bob Roman Auto Group. Over 7,000 new and used cars online at BobRorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long. With no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
At GMC, the summer sell-down is on. Now get the best selection of remaining 2014 GMC models while they last. Like the GMC Acadia, with standard rear-view camera and rear park assist. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance included, August is a great time to step up to professional grade. Now lease this 2014 GMC Acadia for around $299 per month. But hurry, these 2014 GMC models won't last long.
Back at Wrigley, a double switch. Ryan Sweeney enters the game. He'll take over in right field for Justin Ruggiero, and Justin Grimm will be the new pitcher.
Grimm on for the 55th time. Hard-throwing right-hander. He's had his struggles at times this year, but he's in the best stretch he's been in all year. His command has been much better last 6 or 7 times he's gone out there. Fastball, curveball, slider mix from Grimm, and he'll sit around 93 to 95 miles an hour with the fastball.
And Sean Rodriguez, who was in the lineup with the left-hander Woods starting today and hitting cleanup for the 2nd time this year, stays on to face the right-hander. Rodriguez has been a little better against right-handed pitching this year than in some seasons past. So with 2 on, 2 out, it's Grimm and Rodriguez. And a high fly ball hit deep to left. Coughlin back on the track with room and makes the catch to retire the side.
All right, Dwayne, you ready to sing?
I guess I'm ready.
All right, here we
always
go. Dwayne Stats.
Former Cub broadcaster and current Rays play-by-play man Dwayne Stats. All right, with the spirit of Harry, we're going to sing this song, and we're going to sing it loud. All right, fans, a 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we never get back. It's root, root, root for the... If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. God bless you, Harry.
Burger King wants to officially change the $5 bill. Please don't laugh.
Try the new Mushroom and Swiss Big King, now in the Burger King 2 for $5 menu, where you can mix and match 2 large premium sandwiches for just $5, only at Burger King.
With Luna, take 40% off your entire project. That's 40% off carpet, hardwood, and laminate, 40% off padding and materials, and 40% off installation. Reserve your appointment now.
773-202 Luna.
At Lexus, we pursue groundbreaking advances in safety by taking our eyes off the road and focusing on drivers. Real people, real distractions, without real consequences. The result? Our gold standard of safety. And the only place you'll find it is at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 27 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Got some changes now for the Rays as they have the lead 2-1. So Rodriguez goes from left to second. Geyer is in left. Grant Balfour now pitching, their former closer, pitching here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for Balfour this year, as evidenced by that 5.23 ERA. 33 walks in 43 innings. He's allowed 35 hits. Velocity's been down a bit this year for Balfour. Because of that, he's relied a little more heavily on his slider.
How much fun was that?
Yeah, it was great.
One of the classiest guys in the business. Great broadcaster, and I know Cub fans appreciated hearing him on our broadcast once again. And you were comparing scorebooks. Did you get some answers about your scorebook?
We have basically the same layout, and Dwayne mentioned he worked in Houston back in the day, and this was Gene Elston, who's Gene is a longtime broadcaster in Houston, a recipient of the Fort Frick Award in Cooperstown, and so this was his design that Dwayne took and modified just a little bit, and then my old partner Bill Brown used it, so that's why I started with it.
Good stuff.
I guess it's the Elston model.
Here,
here, I'll show you a blank page.
There's the blank page. Yeah, very similar to Dwayne's.
Yeah. And then I modified from what Dwayne, because Dwayne on his has got a place to list all the umpires and things like that. And when I had mine done, I took that out so I could write notes in there. Really pertinent things like, wow, that was a good play. See, and if we can get a shot, here's the messy version.
Here we go.
Here's the game used.
Go back to the booth. There we go. Yeah.
Strikeouts in red. I was trying to
read it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I was trying to make a big adjustment this year and go with walks and a colored pen too, but I haven't been able to make that adjustment. Probably save that, work on that in the off season. I'll watch replays of games and then I'll mark my scorebook with a green pen walk. Yeah, an hour a day. By spring training I should be ready to make that shift. It's like a hitter trying to change a swing mid-season. Sometimes it's hard to do.
On the hands, and Castillo pops into shallow left. Almost a collision as Escobar takes it from Geyer. Tomorrow, NL Central Division matchup here at Wrigley Field as the division leading Brewers come in. Excellent matchup. Giovanni Gallardo and Jake Arrieta. That's tomorrow at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Away by Maleka.
Grant Balfour's been around a long time. Longer than I had realized. With more different clubs. He was a Twin. Spent time in the Reds organization. Brewers, Rays, A's, back to the Rays.
Beliveau up again along with Kirby Yates, a right-hander. Bounce to third, fair ball behind the bag, charged by Longoria, nicely done. 2 outs. Sweeney was double switched in top half of this inning. 2-1 Tampa Bay. They got the go-ahead run in the top of this 7th. And low for a ball. Balfour's rather intense on the mound.
Yeah.
Scream a lot.
Screaming at himself, screaming at the opposition. From Australia, born in Sydney.
Base hit, opposite field, and that ball's going to roll, and it's going to get Sweeney into scoring position as he'll pull up at second with a double.
Sweeney does a lot of good work in this direction. This time not just a base hit, but able to split the gap and go to the wall for 2 bases. What a big chance here for Coghlan.
Pitch to Coghlan, misses. Ball 1. It's over in Cincinnati. 7-2 Reds. Mazzaraco 2 homers, including a grand slam, as we mentioned. Johnny Cueto's now 14-6. He got the win. Strike called. 1-1. Phillies have come all the way back. They were down 6-1 to the Mets. They're now 6-6 in the bottom of the 9th. Low and inside. Padres pounding the Pirates 8-2 as they go to the bottom of the 9th. In Pittsburgh, Gregory Polanco has hit his 6th. Back in the first inning. Clayton Kershaw still working into the bottom of the 8th with a 5-1 lead at Milwaukee.
In terms of batting average, Balfour has been tough on left-handed hitters, hitting just .205 against them, but a .358 on base percentage because of all the walks. Are having a hard time finding the zone here with Coghlan.
3-2.
And he drops a breaking ball over the inside corner.
Tying run at second, bottom right. That's Ryan Sweeney. Here it comes. That will tie it as Coghlan finds the right field corner. Sweeney will score. Coghlan around second on his way to third. Relay throw there. Not in time and cut off. It's a triple for Coghlan. It's a 2-2 tie.
Ran the count full and then delivered a big swing of the bat. Single would have done it. But he gets extras and now is in a great position to give the Cubs the lead. I was a little bit surprised when I saw him turn second and head to third with 2 outs, but the throw in was offline and cut.
The Cubs get that run right back, and that'll be it for the veteran Balfour, with Baez coming up. He wants another right-hander, Kirby Yates.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we'll be back 2-2 in the 7th.
What's up, George?
Massage chair, my little indulgence.
Dunkin' French Vanilla Swirl, my little indulgence.
Indulge in the sweeter, creamier taste of Dunkin's new French Vanilla and Hazelnut Swirl coffees and lattes. Try one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Jenna posts, you know there's a problem when a golf cart accelerates faster than the car you drive. Hashtag new car, please. Great news, Jenna. The Honda Summer Clearance event is the perfect time to upgrade to a sporty new Civic. It comes loaded with cool standard features like a rearview camera, Bluetooth, and Pandora compatibility.
Call your mother.
I'm working, Pop-Pop.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named most trusted brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
What does T-Mobile have that AT&T doesn't? Get 4 lines for just $100.
with unlimited talk, text, and now up to 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. So much for AT&T's best ever family pricing. T-Mobile's got 4 lines for $100. Up to 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. So make the switch to T-Mobile. We'll even buy you out of your service contract. So you can get 4 lines for $100 today.
Grandma, your biscuits are the best.
Oh, these are from Duncan. Granny! I have a life, you know. Oh, that's from me.
Duncan's Chicken Biscuit Sandwich is a tender breaded chicken filet on a Southern-style biscuit. Grab one for $2.99 today. America runs on Duncan.
Kirby Yates is on, runner at third, 2 outs, in a tie ball game.
Fastball slider, primarily from Yates. Has worked 20 times this year. He worked in the ball game yesterday. 2 clean innings. No hits, no runs, no walks. Struck out 3. Done a lot of good work since joining the big club here this year. Despite the 2 innings yesterday, back at it again this afternoon. He had 3 days off prior to his appearance in the ball game yesterday.
Baez tied the game in the 5th. Chance to give his team the lead here in the 7th. For Xfinity high-speed action.
Had a shift down for him. He got a high fastball. Was able to find a hole on the left side of the infield for his second hit this afternoon.
Broke his bat. Little flare. Center field. It'll be caught. On the move. It's Jennings to end the inning. But they tie it on the Coughlin triple. It's 2-2 as we head to the 8th.
Hi, would you like a Happy Meal?
They're only little for a little while. Happy Meal's just $2.99.
How to enjoy 4 times HD TV quality with LG G3. Just watch. Introducing America's first Quad HD smartphone. 5 times the resolution of the iPhone 5S. LG G3. Simple is the new smart. T-Mobile will pay your termination fees, so you can get the new LG G3 now for $0 down on the fastest nationwide 4G LTE network. Available now at T-Mobile.
It all comes down to this. Danny Walker at the plate. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs.
Come on, Danny, this is it.
Walker digs in.
Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired. Gotta get up in a few hours.
Stream your favorite movies with UVerse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the UVerse revolves around you.
Ever wonder why an icy cold Coke seems to taste so good at McDonald's? Is it because any size Coca-Cola, soft drink, or sweet tea is just $1? Or is it something you can't explain? Maybe it's just more happiness to love.
Welcome back. Fans, follow every Cubs game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.TV game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store or visit Cubs.com. Big swing of the bat by Chris Coughlin to plate that second run.
Escobar leading off here in the 8th against Grimm. Outside, and a lot of great feedback, as I mentioned, playing stats. Patrick Windhorst said, I watched the top of the 7th in standard definition to fully go back in time. Old uniforms. Wayne on the play-by-play microphone. We didn't get into the pictures we showed you. He was styling it back in the 80s.
Oh man. I know he was in mid flow there. He was talking about something when we popped that shot up of him, and I was going to go back to it, but we never got around to it. Huh?
Dwayne was with the Astros, then the Cubs, and the Yankees. Did some national work. And since '98, he's been the voice of the Rays. That's Mark Harmon. We're not quite sure what the standard definition between Stoney and Dwayne. He's a father-in-law of Dan Wheeler, former big league pitcher.
Just retired last year, I believe. Last pitch in the big leagues in 2012, maybe.
The 2-1 to Escobar is a strike. It's 2-2.
Travis Wood today, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. He walked 3, struck out 5. Some pretty good starts together here. However, cannot win. Obviously. Cobb, 3rd straight quality start for a Ray in this series. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 6. In the ball game yesterday, the Rays struck out 15 Cubs without a walk. Haven't walked anybody today.
It's fouled off.
Toronto came all the way back to tie Detroit, scored one in the bottom of the 9th. They were down 5-0. It's now 5-5. They play in the 11th. The Tiger bullpen has been pretty shaky lately.
Sweeney with the catch. 1 away here in the 8th. Now Loney.
Deoner Navarro homered for Toronto, his 9th.
Bouncer not hit very hard. That's going to give Castro time to get over there and cut it off and make the play. 2 down. Then got Rodriguez to fly deep to the left to end the top of the 7th, and has retired the first 2 here in the 8th. At the Lake. Nice job by Grimm, and a now 2-2 tie.
The world's most refreshing beer meets a blend of natural citrus flavors, so you can squeeze the most out of summer. New Coors Light Summer Brew.
Get ready to crack, dunk, dip. It's Crab Fest at Red Lobster, the year's largest variety of crab, like new Crab Lovers Trio. Or try new Jumbo Lump Crab over wood-grilled salmon. Crab Fest is now, but only for a limited time, so hurry in and seafood.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
I gotta meet my lady for brunch. Last year, I would have missed all the games. But NFL Sunday Ticket Max is every game, every Sunday afternoon. Live on any device. I'll just keep it under the table. I'm subtle like that.
Become the world's most powerful fan. Get NFL Sunday Ticket Max with more features and more football than ever.
Cubs, Brewers, tomorrow at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Sportsnet Central update. Martellus Bennett back on the practice field today with the Bears in Bourbonnais. Team had suspended the tight end last week after an altercation with rookie cornerback Kyle Fuller. Bennett told reporters he did everything the Bears asked of him to ensure his return to the football team. Todd Hollingsworth joins me later on the post-game show. Now let's go back to Len and JD at the combine.
Thank you, Cap. As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. There you go. It's coming. There she is. How about that? That's Addison. That's a great shot. Tweet your photo to hashtag NorthsideFanPhoto for a chance to have it appear in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T.
Joel Peralta. Another right-hander.
Good splitter. Allows him to compete against left-handed hitters.
It's a curve to Rizzo for a strike.
Not a hard thrower. Throws a lot of soft stuff. Good breaking stuff. 2-3, 360 the ERA for Peralta through 49 games.
On the stretch. Rizzo gets under it. Down the right field line, and the wind nudges it out of play.
Letter high split finger pitch, not where Peralta wanted it, but he got away with it. So when Dwayne was in here, we were talking about, the sense of urgency that Joe Madden has, and he plays every game like it's September. And the fact that he used McGee yesterday for the second day in a row in a 4-0 ball game. And see, that's always the rub, right? Well, we nailed that one down. But could you not have gotten there without McGee and had him available? I'm sure he'd love to have him for this confrontation.
Swung on and missed.
Or not. There's that split finger pitch.
He did not get a fastball in that at bat.
Whether it was this confrontation or any other, though, McGee has been so good out of that bullpen. I just wonder if it's not wasteful to use him in a 4-0 ball game when you've already used him the day before. And likely, I don't know, maybe he is good to go here today. I suspect we would have seen him up if he were.
A breaking ball, foul pop. This one out of play back to the seats.
Just a get over first pitch curveball. Castro not able to do much with it.
Closer Rondon from the Cubs pen. Castro not happy with result here as he pops to Loney. Well, the Rays have grabbed 2 leads, but both times the Cubs have answered right back in the bottom of said inning. 5th and then again in the 7th. In the pitcher's spot, it'll be Luis Valbuena to pinch hit. Nice job, Justin Grimm. Faced 4, retired all of them. Called strike. Rough series the first 2 games for Luis. 7 at bats, 6 strikeouts. Off the outside. Big leg kick in the 1-1, a swing and a miss. 1-2. It will be Rondon in the 9th. He's ready right now, just holding the ball in the bullpen and watching. Padres beat the Pirates today 8-2 the final. They have never lost a series at PNC Park. How about that? Will Center,
is that right? Wow.
Just tweeted 14 consecutive series wins for the Padres in Pittsburgh as Valbuena strikes out again. 2 in the inning for Peralta, and we will go to the 9th. Here comes Rondon in a 2-2 score.
See those things out there at the end of the wings? They're called winglets. Winglets may not look like a big deal, but those little doohickeys save about 54 million gallons of fuel a year. You know what that means? $73 airfares. Thank you, little doohickeys. For a limited time only, Southwest Airlines is offering flights starting as low as $73 one way to select destinations. If it matters to you, it matters to us. Book now online only at southwest.com.
We have 3 hours to apprehend Abdullah.
The Los Angeles Times raves Philip Seymour Hoffman's performance in A Most Wanted Man is brilliant.
There's no going back.
Don't miss the master at work in his final starring role.
The clock is ticking.
A Most Wanted Man, rated R, now playing.
At Domino's, we believe a great pizza needs great cheese. That's why we have experts. Award-winning Wisconsin cheese experts Mark and Dean. Order 2 medium 2-topping Domino's pizzas for only $5.99 each and taste the cheese expertise.
Now's the perfect time to finish your big projects with the Menards 11% sale. There's never been a better time to save on everything you need. Get an 11% rebate on hardwood flooring and tile, an 11% rebate on kitchen and bath, 11% rebate on patio and retaining wall block. Plus, don't forget paint and stain, power tools, doors, and lighting. Menards has everything you need to create your next building project. Hurry in. Sale ends August 16th.
Save big money at Menards.
Cubs fans, get ready for an exciting finish. Brought to you by New Finish Car Polish and the #1 rated scratch remover, Scratch Doctor.
After the game, keep it here on CSN for Cubs Post Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Cap and Holly ready for the recap and all the action around the league. Don't miss Cubs Post Game Live right after the ball game on Comcast Sportsnet. There's Hector Rondon.
Good work by Grimm. 1 1/3 scoreless. Rondon in for the 2nd time in this series. He was the loser on Friday, falling to 3 and 4. He worked the top half of the 10th. Cubs scored one in the bottom of the ninth to tie it. Hector got the 10th and allowed 3 consecutive one-out singles. Rays pushed the go-ahead run across, closed out the Cubs in the bottom of the inning, and Hector fell to 3-4 with a 3.53 ERA.
So Geyer, who at one point was in the Cubs minor league system, will lead it off. Singled off the bench in the 7th, now playing left. He actually played at Wrigley Field when he was with the Peoria Chiefs playing for Ryne Sandberg. He had a home run here at Wrigley in that ball game. 2008.
Fifth-round pick of the Cubs in 2007.
Sharply hit grounder. Castro gets him.
Kiermaier?
Kevin Kiermaier. Batting for Peralta. He won this matchup and shows bunt. RBI single in the 10th. They hand Rondon the loss on Friday. He went around 1-1.
Tries to hurry that front side down and just not ready to hit 98. But that's a tough assignment coming off the bench, having to hit 98 miles an hour. Probably why he showed bunt on the first one. Beliveau was up earlier. He's the left-hander. Boxberger, the righty.
Clayton Kershaw beat the Brewers today, so they avoid the sweep. He's 14-2. 5-1 the final.
Hard to have a long losing streak when he's on your staff. Talk about pitchers giving their team a chance to win. He just goes out and wins games for his team. Get on my shoulders, boys. I got this.
No chance about it. He just does it. You're right. 3-2 the count on Kiermaier with Jennings on deck.
Yeah, and for that reason, Clayton Kershaw in the MVP conversation this year.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Well, with so many, McCutchen being hurt, Goldschmidt being hurt. Stanton having a big year. Tulo being hurt. Yeah.
Line foul off to the left.
I tell you, I haven't looked at his numbers lately, but another guy who probably should be in that conversation is Jonathan Lucroy.
He's had a terrific year. Premium position. Swing and a miss. 2 away.
A lot of heat from Rondon in this sequence, and he beats him with a fastball up
One 1-0 on Jennings. I would even say this. I think Kershaw at this moment is the favorite for all the reasons you just mentioned.
I would buy into that. I would agree with that at this point.
Castro again.
Nice feed.
Dome. With a 1-2-3 top of the ninth, the Cubs will try to win it when we come back.
This summer,
ready to save the world?
The biggest event just got bigger.
Listening.
0% financing for 72 months on most Ford models.
Seems easy enough.
Only during the Ford Summer Spectacular sales event.
I'll drive.
Don't miss it. Now go get them. Just announced. Now get 0% financing for 72 months on select Ford vehicles during the Ford Summer Spectacular sales event.
Taco Bell brought back some old friends.
It's so good to be back.
To check out our new breakfast burrito.
Wow. This is legit. It's grilled.
It's even pretty. We just say it's good down in Louisiana.
Would you get a burrito from a burger place?
You don't go to a sushi bar and order spaghetti.
Good point, Ronald. Stick with the people who know burritos. Taco Bell's new grilled breakfast burritos. Bacon, sausage, or potato for $1.29 each.
Hi, can I help you?
I'm looking for a phone plan. It has to be a great one, and I don't compromise.
Okay, how about 10 gigs of data to share, unlimited talk and text, and for a family of 4, it's $160 a month.
Wow, sounds like a great deal. So I'm getting exactly what I want then.
Appears so.
Now, I'm not too sure what to do with my arms right now, because this is where I usually start throwing things.
Oh, that's terrifying.
AT&T's best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month.
More changes for the Rays as Kiermaier will now play center. Jennings done for the day. Just made the final out. That's where the pitcher's spot will go. And it's a former Cub left-hander, Jeff Beliveau.
Good numbers so far for Beliveau in 8 appearances with a big club and a 1.93 ERA. He's a guy who relies heavily on his cut fastball. He's not a power pitcher. High 80s fastball. Good curveball.
Rangers grabbed him off waivers from the Cubs in December of 2012, and then from Texas to Tampa Bay following April. 22 appearances with the Cubs in 2012 in his debut season. Here's Alcantara batting right-handed.
It's a subtle Alcantara. People are very, very concerned with the pronunciation of his name. Even babies are losing sleep over it, and they really need to get their sleep.
Right down the middle on a heater.
Beliveau at AAA this year was quite good. He had a 1.50 ERA in 30 appearances. He had 11 saves. He struck out 51 men in 36 innings.
Fouled back out of play. Beliveau went to Florida Atlantic after attending the College of Charleston. 18th rounder in 08 by the Cubs.
Isn't that the team that had the basketball team that made the run there a couple of years ago?
Charleston?
No, Atlanta. Well, Charleston did too, I think.
FAU?
Yeah. One of those Florida schools.
I don't remember.
And I think the coach moved on out west from maybe USC or somewhere. Florida Gold Coast, I guess, is what I was thinking of.
Gulf Coast. 2-2.
Yeah, Gulf Coast. Any way to get aboard here in the bottom of the ninth. Longoria guarding the line at third.
It's full.
They're not playing particularly deep in the outfield. Maloney is off the line at first.
Here it comes. The 3-2 is a strike. Alcantara rung up by Beliveau.
Well, let's see if he gets the corner or not on our pitch tracks. Sure did. Great pitch.
Castillo takes inside, ball one. Indians beat the Yankees 4-1 the final in the Bronx.
Joe Torre look-alike day at the ballpark.
Inside. You probably heard the home plate umpire Gibson say that. It's Hal Gibson.